Mermaids have always fascinated us with their innocent tales, but recently, stories have surfaced that change everything you thought you knew.
I believe that water mama took him away.
Terrifying abductions, disturbing attacks, and encounters that defy explanation. The deep sea has a version of mermaids nobody warned us about, but this video will. Watch till the end. A man fishing alone at the Araguaia River one night had a very strange encounter while recording with a night vision camera. As he waited for a fish to bite, something unexpected happened. From the dark water, a human-like arm suddenly appeared and quickly grabbed his fishing rod, pulling it away before disappearing back into the river. For a brief moment, the figure also seemed to show a head and part of an upper body, almost like a human shape. Since it appeared from deep water and seemed able to move easily in the dark, some people believe it could have been a mysterious mermaid-like creature trying to scare the fishermen away. Underwater encounter.
Biologist Dr. Paul Robertson and joined by Dr. Torsten Smith. He was the lead geologist on a submarine crew that recorded on March 6th of this year.
In March 2013, Dr. Paul Robertson and Dr. Torsten Smith, members of a submarine crew exploring the seas near Greenland, recorded surprising footage of a strange underwater creature. At first, they dismissed it as something ordinary, but later, Dr. Robertson asked to review footage from a second camera. What they saw appeared to show a mysterious, intelligent-looking figure moving through the water. The shape looked surprisingly similar to the legendary mermaid, a creature many people have long believed existed only in stories and imagination. The researchers shared the footage publicly, but despite the attention it received, the mysterious creature seen in the video has never been identified. Mermaid swarm.
Oh my God, what are they?
Faster, faster!
Come on, wave!
They're right on us!
A group of young men who were out on a boat ride after leaving far away from the coast of San Diego, California, where they ran into a swarm of dozens of mermaids who soon after noticing them, started to follow. Seeing how this flock of mermaid-like beings that were swimming together and rushing towards like zombies, naturally the panic set in, which quickly made them turn around to flee as one of them filmed most of the encounter on camera, which later became the only proof of their claim of encounter with the mermaid.
I can't get the flares open! Don't stop, don't look
They're
back!
still there, keep it wide!
Real mermaid catch.
That's not a dolphin. That's a girl. There's a girl in the water. What the is that?
Two different clips were shared by a group of fishermen, where in one of them, they noticed a small pod of mermaids by a harbor in Ireland, what were initially thought to be a group of girls around dolphins, until they got closer and were shocked by what it actually was.
Oh my God, there's more. There's more of them!
They quickly started pursuing them in their boats, where almost an hour later, they filmed another clip showing them having successfully captured one of the mermaids in a large fishing net.
Oh, he's twisting!
After learning that it was not able to survive away from the water, along with the concern that more of its kind could follow seeking to free this captured mermaid, the fishermen decided to let it go after filming it briefly.
Easy, girl, easy. Just breathe, all right? Breathe.
Navy encounters.
Strange humanoid figures were much bigger than human beings and appeared to be wearing helmets.
Decades ago, a Soviet submarine was passing through the South Pacific when its sonar started to pick up strange activity. Being approximately 260 meters underwater, a pod of 6 unidentified objects were detected, circling and moving in a formation at speeds of 265 miles per hour, moving towards them until they randomly disappeared. Another similar sighting was made, only this time by Soviet Navy divers who were 164 feet beneath the surface in Lake Baikal, where they reported to encounter tall humanoid beings, clad in silvery suits, not too far away from the surface. Along with them was a strange, unidentified submerged object. These humanoid figures were believed to be 3 meters tall with no oxygen tanks. After being stopped, these figures were said to disappear within moments.
So there are lots of interesting facets to this. You have creatures that are underwater and surviving with technology that we don't comprehend.
Face-off encounter. While scuba diving in Bahamas, one of the tourists had the most unexpected scary encounter when suddenly in his path, this mermaid of an entity appeared, stopping him in his way. Despite no provocation, it started to show aggressive behavior where moments later, the camera stopped recording. However, the tourist did manage to come back safe and sound, but horrified by this very unexpected encounter. River mermaid. Somewhere in the remote regions of Indonesia, these two local villages filmed footage they claimed to have found an unconscious mermaid on banks of a river. At first, they thought it was some woman in distress, until they noticed that it had a fish-like tail. Despite knowing the risks, they decided to get close to it anyways, to the extent that one of them even attempted to lift it up in their hands. It was at this moment that this mermaid got conscious and escaped after breaking free from them. Reeled mermaid.
Nets look good.
A few tears, but nothing that'll lose us a cat.
A crew of eager fishermen in Ireland, who after hearing reports of a few mermaid sightings in a particular area several times, decided to check out themselves. After looking around the idea, they brought in their fishing trawler while using a series of baits, such as the sound of a mermaid that was encountered in another instance. Hours later, they did manage to capture something huge living, which turned out to be a mermaid. It was attempting to break free by cutting through the fishing net using its sharp teeth. At this point, the video abruptly ended with every man on board reported to be missing and were never found.
Hold it steady! Get it up! She's not moving! Keep the line tight, don't let it drop! God, look at its eyes! It's gonna rip right through! Back off, back off!
Caribbean sighting. A small fishing crew reported a chilling encounter while drifting close to shore. One of the fishermen suddenly noticed a pale figure rising slowly from the water, its upper body clearly human-like, with long hair hanging down its back. For a brief moment, the figure remained still, watching the boat before slipping back beneath the surface with a powerful splash. Moments later, the crew claimed they heard a faint, haunting melody echo across the water, though nothing could be seen below. The sighting quickly spread among locals, reviving old sea legends and leaving the fishermen wondering whether they had witnessed something far more mysterious than any known marine life. Unexpected surfacing. A lone boat owner who was cruising off the coast of Athens, Greece, enjoyed his holiday when strange movements in water close to the surface. Just as he took out his camera to zoom in and investigate, a very bizarre entity suddenly surfaced. By its physical description, the source immediately realized that this was an actual mermaid that he witnessed, even though he didn't get to have a good look at it as it happened so fast and it was facing in the opposite direction to him. Mutated catch.
Pull! Cutting through! Keep the line tight! Watch the tail!
Fishermen by the beach in Bangladesh reported making a very unidentified catch that they managed to bring to the beach on 17th October 2025. Unlike the typical mermaid with human arms and fishtail, this one only had a pair of human-like legs, along with a tail with a face that looked nothing like a fish or a human. While everyone on social media was trying to make sense of what this may or may not be, one of the theories that held was that this indeed a mermaid that could have been born with deformation, if not, was mutated by effect of polluted water and poor sanitation conditions of South Asian seas.
The rope's got out! It's tearing it! Hold on, let it go!
Ocean mystery. In October 2007, a diver off the coast of Australia captured footage that many believe shows a real mermaid. While swimming through the deep waters, the diver suddenly noticed a large, unusual figure moving nearby. Its upper body looked distinctly human, while a long, fish-like tail extended behind it, strikingly similar to traditional mermaid depictions. The depths and dim light made it impossible to see its face clearly, leaving much to the imagination. Though mysterious, the sighting has sparked fascination, suggesting that these legendary creatures might exist after all, hidden quietly beneath the ocean's surface. Swept ashore. What was thought to be a young woman turned out to be a mermaid that was found washed ashore on a beach. Locals noticed that when one person prodded it with a stick, the creature moved slightly. Its hands were tightly bound with ropes, raising questions about whether it had been caught in ocean currents or deliberately tied by someone. Some believe it may have been a rare marine animal trapped and killed before washing ashore, while others speculate the unusual discovery could involve hybrid or mutated life forms, fueling curiosity and debate among witnesses and researchers alike. Boat with belongings.
I believe that water mama has took him away.
One of them mermaids that carried him.
An incident where a fisherman disappeared in Guyana was covered by Jeremy Wade on River Monsters in July 2025. The widow of the missing man revealed that all his belongings from the boat, fishing equipment, and even the clothes that he wore that day were completely intact and on the boat. While the whereabouts of the man remain a mystery, his widow believes he was taken by a mermaid or water mama.
He gone so peacefully.
What's the water like there? Is it rough? Is it deep?
No, there's no way you could say he drowned or he got deep water. So the water was very shallow.
She went on to share that a mermaid-like water spirit inhabits the country's many rivers, lakes, and, in some accounts, coastal areas that appear in their true form to abduct whom they will. Chasing figures.
Oh my God, look at that! Hold on, stay right there!
An unknown source who is believed to be a fisherman shared this clip on social media, showing the moment when he was being chased by figures that look like mermaids. They can be seen attempting to jump into the boat, presumably to reach the fisherman and to pull him into the water. While most details about these recorded incidents were never shared, it is clear from the accounts that these mermaid-like figures appeared either as he was passing by or as he began to flee. However, the source made it out safe and sound.
Throttle wide, now! Hang on back there! Throttle wide, they're still coming!
Accidental capture. An old video that has gone viral many times shows a group of fishermen going about their normal work at sea. As they began pulling in a large fishing net, expecting a big catch, they suddenly noticed something strange inside it. From the net, a human-like hand appeared that seemed partly fish and partly human. The sight shocked the fishermen, and panic quickly spread among them. Realizing they had caught something unusual, they immediately released it back into the water out of fear and concern for their safety. Even today, the clip is widely shared online, with many people claiming it could be one of the most chilling pieces of footage, suggesting that mermaids might exist. Mermaids calling. At around nighttime, a fishing trawler that was somewhere deep in the Pacific and was returning back home when a bizarre incident followed. One of the fishermen who was up manning the late night claimed to have started to hear a human-like voice calling on him to jump into the water. Being curious of the source of the sound, he started looking for the source in the water all around the boat, but couldn't find anything. Being hundreds of miles away from the nearest land, the possibilities of this being any human were immediately ruled out, leaving only one behind that could have a mermaid.
Oh my God!
Pulled diver. In the moments of treasure hunting, a diver who only minutes after getting into the water had the most unnerving encounter. It started with a large fin that appeared on his body camera, where moments later, something pulled him hard underwater that immediately caught him in terror. As a result, despite being in panic and aggressively struggling, he managed to break free of the powerful grip and move back towards the surface. Although details remain unclear, the diver was convinced that he was pulled by what could have been a mermaid that attempted to abduct him for whatever reason. Merman sighting. In the lagoons of Seychelles, an American comedian who was there for a vacation claimed to have seen a merman while on a podcast with the Joe Rogan Experience.
They said, don't swim in the lagoon after dark. Everybody's up at the bar and so everybody's gonna go there. Everybody's kind of racing now. From a distance, you see something coming like a missile, but it's going fast, and we both kind of stop. and then it turns and it jumps out of the water. And it's maybe at least 10, 12 feet long, man. And it do like this, and it look at both of us and go, whoo. The water was only about this deep. Didn't make a splash or nothing. And it wasn't like a mermaid. Didn't look feminine at all.
He then went on sharing that he was asked by locals to not peer around what he saw, although they already were rumors in concern, as that would raise concern and potentially plummet tourism in that place. Ocean Enigma. Two traveling friends once captured footage of a strange creature swimming near their boat. The dark figure appeared to have a humanoid upper body and a long, fish-like tail moving through the water. At first glance, some might say it was just a seal or another sea animal, but its shape looked very different from anything commonly seen in the ocean. Because of its unusual appearance, many who watched the clip began wondering if it could actually be a real mermaid, making people question whether these legendary creatures might truly exist. Pool mermaid. At around midnight of April 13th, 2022, a surveillance camera at a residence in Marseille, France, captured a very bizarre moment. The camera that was facing towards the rear porch glitched for a moment as it was actively recording where soon after aggressive moments could be seen in a small swimming pool in front of the camera. Within moments of the activity, a large fish-like tail can be seen appearing. With the pool being just meters away from seawater, the only possible theory that is believed to be the case was that it came from the ocean either by accident or was lost. Unknown catch. A viral clip that was filmed and shared on social media by a fisherman off the coast of Acapulco, Mexico, showing something very unusual that they had caught. In a small bucket was a fish-like entity that looked no marine, but more of a humanoid, if not a mermaid. Considering the unusually smaller size, they came to a possibility that this was a baby mermaid. Missing fisherman.
Video from the morning, 4 fishermen headed out on a boat last month and were never found. The Coast Guard called off its search 2 weeks ago, but their families tell us they won't give up searching for them. Last week, the son and nephew of one of the boaters chartered their own flight to continue the search.
Venice police released this clip of 4 fishermen who went missing after leaving the Sarasota County coast back in March 2024. The fishermen, who were later searched by the police and the Coast Guard, were described to be seasoned where, despite the search lasting for days, no whereabouts of them or their boat, along with the equipment, were ever found. With the presence of alligators existing all around the state being common knowledge, this possibility was ruled out. However, one of the theories that did hold that they could have been abducted by mermaids, as no distress call was made, neither was there any natural sea event that took place anywhere in those days. Unexpected encounter. In 2018, a tourist filming the distant horizon captured something unusual along a quiet seaside boardwalk. As the camera panned across the shoreline, a strange figure could be seen sitting near the edge of the platform, almost as if it were resting in the sun. The figure appeared human from a distance, but had long hair, webbed hands, and skin that looked pale and deteriorated. It seemed to watch the man as he filmed. When the tourist began moving closer, the mysterious creature suddenly slipped off the boardwalk and plunged into the water, disappearing instantly. Divers later searched the area but found no trace of it, leaving many to wonder whether the footage showed something far more mysterious than any known marine life. Mermaid baby. While fishing along a river in Bangladesh, a villager came across a strange, tiny creature moving in the shallow water. At first glance, some viewers later suggested it might have been a monkey, but the animal appeared to remain underwater far longer than any monkey could. Curious and startled, the man tried several times to catch the small, unrecognizable being using the simple tools he had with him, but it quickly slipped away each time. Fortunately, he managed to record the entire encounter on camera. When the footage later circulated online, it sparked intense curiosity, with many viewers speculating that the mysterious creature might have been something far more unusual, possibly even a so-called baby mermaid. Surfacing mystery. A drone pilot flying over a remote coastal area in England captured unusual footage of a strange figure near the water's edge. From above, the shape briefly appeared to have a human-like upper body and a tail-like form beneath the surface, resembling the legendary image of a mermaid. He tracked this figure swimming towards the ocean into a shallow part of the river, where he himself decided to check out in person. Using only a handheld phone camera, he managed to get close enough to it and film the moments before it jumped back into the water after presumably having seen him. Anciently mummified? For centuries, stories of mermaids have persisted. In March last year, a strange preserved creature drew attention after being studied by researchers in Japan. The small mummified figure, said to have a human-like face and a fish-like tail, was reportedly found in the Pacific Ocean near the island of Shikoku. Experts who examined the specimen believe it dates back to between 1,736 and 1,741. The unusual artifact is currently preserved at a temple in Asakuchi, continuing to spark debate about whether it represents folklore or something still unexplained. The almost catch? This tourist, who was on a fishing charter trip, claimed to have seen a mermaid in Lake Titicaca, Bolivia. He described that they thought they had captured something huge and unusual and were reeling it out. Just as the catch was taken out of the water, it managed to free itself by cutting through the fishing net and escaping at the very last moment, where the tourist only managed to capture a partial picture of it. While everyone believed this to be just another huge fish, considering the level of intelligence it showed by escaping makes it more likely that this was a mermaid. Mysterious creature. A fish? A mermaid? Or something even stranger? Fishermen in Indonesia were stunned after pulling up a bizarre sea creature with an unsettling appearance. At first, they assumed it was simply a mutated fish, but its features quickly sparked curiosity. The creature appeared to have a face that looked almost human, while the rest of its body resembled that of a shark. Because of its eerie and unusual look, the discovery quickly made headlines and spread widely online. The specimen was later handed over to marine researchers for examination, but few details about its true identity were publicly confirmed. Some even speculate it could be a deformed mermaid abandoned on the beach. Antarctic Ningen. A video emerged from a submersible vehicle under the ocean, showing a strange creature with an unusual appearance and eerie eyes. The footage is blurry due to poor camera quality, but it has reignited interest in Japan's legends of the mythical Ningen, said to move only at night and appear when the coast seems clear. These mysterious beings are described as a blend of mermaid and whale features, fueling decades of confusing reports. Occasionally, they have been caught on deep-sea cameras. In this latest clip, the crew initially assumed they were filming a submarine, but the sighting suggests the ocean may be hiding far more secrets than we realize. Mysterious discovery. This is a moment taken in 2012, soon after authorities suddenly sealed off an area near the hills of Veracruz. They didn't provide any explanation for the emergency, but just 2 days later, an anonymous source leaked footage showing an emergency crew carefully carrying a creature on a stretcher. Despite the blurry video, it was clear the being had a massive tail, yet its upper body appeared strangely human, a form that could only belong to a mermaid. After the clip went viral, officials tried to dismiss it as a movie prop, but no equipment was visible, adding to the mystery. Beach mystery. A strange creature, nicknamed a mermaid globster, washed up on a beach on Simberi Island, startling the small local community on the 22nd of October, 2023. The remains, missing much of their head and large portions of flesh, were quickly buried, leaving experts puzzled about its size and weight. Scientists described its identity as anyone's guess, though most agreed it was likely some type of marine animal. Found on the volcanic island in the Bismarck Sea, the carcass sparked curiosity online. Globsters, masses of decomposed marine tissue occasionally discovered on beaches, are often mistaken for mysterious or legendary creatures, adding to the intrigue of this unusual find. Fishing shock. What looked like another early morning fishing trip for these men in Thailand until they had the most random and unexpected encounter. As the men were reeling out a baby shark from the water, what followed immediately was a part human, part fish-like entity that silently appeared from the water, attempting to snatch until it failed to do so, and quickly abandoned the pursuit. Within moments of this, another one of them appeared that slightly looked different, only this one confidently snatched a much smaller bait fish. Luckily, one of the men on board was filming the catch in that moment, which then got caught on clip.
Snags on something. Got it, steady.
Shallow water anomaly. This isn't some dolphin or a small whale that was jumping around all over the area, rather, what is only thought to exist in a myth. A fisherman packing his gear and was just about heading out for his usual routine when he spotted this unknown being from a distance. It seemed to be jumping in and out of the water, not just to move forward, but some also seemed to be expressing itself in a way. Despite the distance, its head that looked quite like a human was visible, which was enough for him and the internet to start calling, or believing, that this indeed was a mermaid. Following figures. Just a few days ago, 3 college friends on a small boat near the northern Bahamas, close to the deep tongue of the ocean trench, experienced a chilling encounter. The night was dark, the sea eerily calm, when Luis spotted strange shapes circling beneath the vessel. At first resembling dolphins, the figures had long arms and pale flashes, accompanied by splashes, thumps, and faint, echoing voices. Within minutes, the boat was surrounded by fast-moving humanoid shapes. One briefly surfaced, revealing a pale face and long, wet hair. Locals call the area Siren Waters, long linked to legends of mysterious figures and voices haunting sailors in these Atlantic seas. Demon Mermaid? Seeing it up close, a passerby on a bridge near a wood-planked harbor noticed a bizarre creature moving erratically along the dock. At first, he assumed it was a large fish, but its upper half revealed a far stranger form. When the being spotted him, it seemed to react aggressively, its grotesque appearance resembling something out of a nightmare. Witnesses described it as otherworldly, with some speculating it could be a demonic entity from another dimension, while others suggested it might be an extraterrestrial life form. The unsettling sight left the observer shaken and convinced the creature was unlike anything known on Earth. Underwater anomaly. A fisherman reeling in his line was startled to find something entirely unlike anything he had seen before. At first, he thought he had hooked a normal catch, but as he drew it closer, fear of the unknown froze him in place, and he quickly began recording. The creature's form seemed to combine features of a mermaid, a jellyfish, and something extraterrestrial, with a glowing, yellowish light that grew increasingly bright. The eerie illumination gave the impression of an alien pathogen, leaving the fisherman shaken and convinced that he had encountered a being far beyond ordinary marine life. Landlocked discovery.
Oh my god.
In 2017, villagers in a remote part of India reported the sighting of a mermaid-like creature, far from any water source. Footage captured the black-skinned figure lying motionless on land as locals watched in shock. Its glossy, moist appearance seemed unnatural for a dry environment, and its body did not resemble any known terrestrial or aquatic animal. The video quickly went viral, sparking debate online. While some believed it to be a genuine mermaid, others suggested it could be a shape-shifting entity designed to appear defenseless and lure unsuspecting prey, leaving the sighting shrouded in mystery. Giant carcass. Locals in San Diego discovered the body of a mermaid washed ashore during an early morning walk in 2021. Passers-by stopped in shock to observe the creature, which measured roughly 8 feet long, featuring a human-like torso and a long finned tail. Eyewitnesses reported gills along its neck and long seaweed-like strands of hair flowing across its shoulders. Authorities arrived shortly after and quietly removed the body without making any public statements or involving the media. Some speculate that sonar activity, pollution, or underwater disturbances may have contributed to the unusual appearance and stranding of the creature. Open discussion. This picture and video was filmed on February 27, 2026, showing the moment when beachgoers in Macedonia were ambushed by a mermaid shortly after it washed ashore as they came closer to investigate. The witness described the situation that felt almost as if it was a trap to ploy them in, or at least get close enough to be able to abduct one of them by dragging them into the water. Fortunately, all the bystanders managed to escape unscathed, and this recorded clip was later shared to caution the public. The video has definitely reached its end. I will see you again with another WOW video. Until then, you can check these other videos out